Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bold and the Beautiful early edition spoilers. Bill hit with shocking truth bomb. Bold and the Beautiful early edition spoilers. Bill Spencer gets shock from Poppy. This week on B&B Bill Spencer is in shock when Poppy Nozawa confesses a major secret. She admits that Tom Starr was adamant that he was Luna Nozawa's father. Of course, Poppy swears Bill is the biological father. However, his ex, Katie Logan, doesn't believe it for a second, and she is determined to prove Poppy is lying. Furthermore, she believes Poppy murdered Tom to hide the truth. However, the harder she pushes, the more drama she causes for everyone. B&B Weekly Spoilers. Luna flips on Katie coming up. Poppy Nozawa's Romy Park daughter, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, rages at Katie Logan, head of Tom. She's furious about all the accusations Katie is making against her mom. But later on Bold and the Beautiful, Luna is in for a massive shock. She finds something in Poppy's apartment and spoilers suggest that it is Tom Starr's Clint Howard backpack. If so, there's a good chance Poopy is responsible for Tom's death. In addition, Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, has an uncomfortable reunion with his son, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, when he shows up unannounced. No doubt, this is when Bill is getting frisky in bed with Poppy. Then she's terrified and screams at the top of her lungs when Will walks in. Bold and the Beautiful early edition, Hope won't stop. Meanwhile, on B&B Hope Logan, Anika Noel, is still obsessing over John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan. Her mom Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, pleads with her to stop. But of course she doesn't listen. Instead she pushes Steffy Forrester's Jacqueline Masson's wood buttons when she makes a mistake. Steffy shuts her up fast. Then on Bold and the Beautiful, Finn ends up awkwardly caught in the middle of Steffy and Hope. Additionally, things take a comedic turn when Steffy encounters a new pilot, Captain Deuce Stevens, portrayed by famous celebrity Tom Arnold. She delays the flight to Monte Carlo after realizing she lost her passport, and it's hilarious. Meanwhile, Brooke and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, get romantic in beautiful Monte Carlo. Later Zend Forrester, Delon de Metz, is recognized for the success of the Brooks bedroom relaunch. B&B is wild this week. Tune in daily to see how Bill Spencer reacts to Poppy's bombshell on the CBS censor. The Morning Sun had just begun to cast its golden rays over the sprawling Spencer Publications headquarters when Bill Spencer, the magnate himself, walked through the doors, his usual air of confidence trailing behind him like an invisible cloak. It was just another day of deals, decisions, and dominance, or so he thought. What awaited him was a revelation that would turn his world upside down. Bill strode into his office, greeted by the scent of fresh coffee and the sight of his meticulously organized desk. He took a seat in his leather chair, leaning back with a satisfied smirk. The tranquility of his morning was abruptly shattered when his assistant, Justin Barber, burst through the door with a look of grave concern etched on his face. "Bill, we need to talk." Now Justin's voice was urgent, almost frantic. Bill raised an eyebrow, intrigued yet slightly annoyed by the intrusion. "What is it, Justin? This better be important." Justin closed the door behind him, the click of the latch sounding final and ominous. He stepped closer to Bill's desk, his eyes never leaving Bill's. "I've just received some information. It's about your family. More specifically, about Katie and Will." Bill's smirk faded, replaced by a mask of seriousness. "What about them? Spit it out, Justin." Taking a deep breath, Justin continued. "There's been an investigation. A private one. And the findings? Well, they're shocking. To say the least. It turns out that Katie has been keeping something from you. Something big." Bill's heart pounded in his chest as he leaned forward, his blue eyes narrowing. "What kind of something, Justin? Don't play games with me." "It's about Will," Justin said, his voice barely above a whisper. It seems that he's not your biological son." The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. Bill felt as if the ground had been pulled out from under him. He stared at Justin, disbelief and fury battling for dominance on his face. That's impossible. Bill hissed. You're lying. Katie wouldn't do that to me. She wouldn't. I'm not lying, Bill, Justin interrupted, his tone filled with a somber certainty. The investigation was thorough. The DNA test results are conclusive. Will's biological father is someone else. Bill shot up from his chair, rage seething from every pore. Who? Who is it, Justin? Tell me. Justin swallowed hard, knowing that the next words would only add fuel to the fire. It's Ridge Forrester. For a moment the room was silent, the weight of the revelation pressing down on them both. Bill's mind raced, memories of his tumultuous relationship with Ridge flashing before his eyes. The rivalry, the betrayals, the endless power struggles. It all seemed to culminate in this single, devastating truth. Ridge, Bill spat the name like a curse. Of course it had to be him. That smug, self-righteous. Bill, we need to think this through, Justin interjected, trying to calm his boss down. This isn't just about you. It's about Will. How we handle this could affect his entire life. Bill took a deep breath, his hands trembling with barely contained anger. You're right. We need to be careful, but one thing is for sure. I'm not letting Ridge get away with this. Not this time. As Bill paced the length of his office, his mind concocted a plan. He knew he had to confront Katie, demand the truth from her lips, and then he would deal with Ridge in a way that the Forrester patriarch would never forget. The confrontation with Katie was inevitable. Bill found her at home, sitting in the living room with Will, who was engrossed in his homework. Katie looked up, her face lighting up with a smile that quickly faded when she saw the storm brewing in Bill's eyes. Bill, what's wrong? She asked, her voice tinged with worry. We need to talk, Bill said, his tone brooking no argument. In private. Katie glanced at Will, then back at Bill. She nodded, leading him to the den where they could speak without being overheard. As soon as the door closed behind them, Bill turned to her, his expression hard as granite. Is it true? He demanded, his voice low and dangerous. Is Ridge Will's father? Katie's eyes widened in shock and fear. She took a step back, her hand flying to her mouth. Bill, just answer the question, Katie. Bill shouted, his patience at its breaking point. Tears welled up in Katie's eyes as she nodded, her voice breaking. Yes, it's true, but I can explain. Explain? How can you possibly explain this? Bill cut her off, his anger boiling over. You lied to me, Katie. You let me believe that Will was mine. How could you do that to me? Katie's tears flowed freely now, her shoulders shaking with sobs. I was scared, Bill. Scared of what you would do if you found out. I thought it was for the best. For the best? Bill repeated, his voice dripping with sarcasm. You thought it was best to lie to me about my own son. To let me build it.